Basketball just returned from Duke, but did they bounce back last night versus Omaha? Here at Cory's Countdown, we have all of your answers, as well as 3 top stories from CSU sports, 2 top players to look out for on Saturday versus Air Force, and the 1 minute of mayhem. 3 top stories. As is tradition here on Cory's Countdown, we're starting on volleyball, where a record was just broken tonight. That's right, setter Katie Oleksak broke the total assists record with 4,834 assists, and she was just getting started. As of the last update, she still had 5 more assists on top of that. But that's just great for her, having won Mountain West Player of the Year multiple times. I am not surprised, but different words to describe them would be dominant, would be unstoppable. There's only so many ways you can talk about the number 12 ranked volleyball team. They haven't lost a game in the since the first week of the season. But tonight, they take on Utah State. Utah State finds themselves on the other end of the spectrum with an 8-game losing streak, only 2 wins on the entire season. And to put that in perspective, CSU had that many wins just last week alone. There's only one player who's standing out from the crowd, and that's Bailey Downing. Bailey Downing led the team in blocks, kills, and hitting percentage the last time that the Rams and the Aggies faced off on October 19th. But don't let that fool you into thinking that match was close. It was not. The Rams swept them, and the Aggies never even broke 20 points in that set. Well, right now, the score at Moby is actually 22-14, which goes right around where it was the last time the two played, because Utah never got more than 16 points on the entire game. So 16 points to 22 sounds right about where that would be. And if you want to keep up to date with that, you can listen to the game live on the radio or online at kcsufm.com for a play-by-play and analysis. It was a tough night in Idaho for the women's basketball team. After starting the season off 3-0, they faced a scrappy Idaho Vandals. The Rams did a great job of shutting down sophomore guard Gina Markson. She was out on the floor for the full 40 minutes, but only managed 7 points on 1 of 11 shooting. That's 9%. She did rack up a ton of boards, leading the game with 12. Only one player that did start on fire and end on fire was redshirt junior center Leah Davis for the Rams, who went 6 for 13 and scored 12 points in just 22 minutes. All of those marked season highs for Davis, with the 6 field goals made tying her career high. All of that hard work would not end up being enough, as the Vandals would lead the game from beginning to end and hand the Rams their first loss of the season with a final score of 61-54. Now, from women's basketball to men's basketball, the men fought hard and lost at Duke last week, and last night they came back to Moby hungry against the Omaha Mavericks. The game was truly a tale of 2 halves, with the first half being incredibly close, and Adam Thistlewood really showing up. Thistlewood went 4 for 6 in the first half from behind the arc and led the team with 12 points. The game would stay close, with the Rams missing a ton of easy buckets down low, and went into the half up only 35-33. As you can see here, Adam Thistlewood, while he is a big man, does have a beautiful shot, but it was a different story in the second half, with the Rams taking an early lead and Carvacho really dominating in the paint. From an average first half, Carvacho would get 17 points and 11 rebounds in the second half. That would make him the leader in both categories for the game, and make him just 1 rebound shy of a 20-20 game, with a final scoreline of 21 points and 19 rebounds. Now, here is what Carvacho had to say about being just 1 rebound short.
Honestly, I heard that I was gypped one. I'm not gonna lie, I heard that, but to be honest, that doesn't really matter as long as we got the win. You know, I didn't even know I was 1 away. You know, I was just out there trying to grab as many rebounds and score as many points and get us a win.
The Rams ended up beating the Mavericks with a final score of 80-65. That's right, now it's time for the 2 top players. The Rams are coming off a bye week and playing potentially the most important game of the entire season, Saturday versus Air Force. Now, it's important to know that even though it sounds like it, Air Force does not take to the air very often. They average just 100 passing yards every game. They do, however, run the ball extremely well. One of the running backs is junior Caden Remsburg. Remsburg leads the team in yards with 677, which is quite an accomplishment because the Falcons have a lot of people running the ball. 21 to be exact. Different players have had a rushing attempt on the season, which is double what the Rams have. They also are very consistent with using different players because 4 different Falcons average over 40 yards a game. The second most rushing yards on the Falcons goes to sophomore Timothy Jackson. Jackson is second on the team with 661 total rushing yards, only 16 yards less than Remberg. Jackson does lead the team in yards per game, averaging 7 more than his teammate. There are only 1 touchdown apart as well, with Remsburg having 7 and Jackson having 6. The Rams will truly have their hands full trying to stop all these different runners that the Falcons have. 1 minute of mayhem. And I have my hands full with this minute of mayhem. So for all of you who are uninitiated, I have 1 minute to answer 11 different sports questions I've never seen before. So let's get started. Number 1, did Verlander deserve the Cy Young Award? I mean, I don't see why not. I think he definitely had a really strong showing. I don't really know who else who would take it from him. 2, is stealing pitching signs cheating? Of course it's cheating. Are you kidding me? Maybe if you can see signals and see it from like shortstop, maybe not so much, but using a camera, undeniably cheating. 3, Steelers or Browns tonight? I'm going to go with the Steelers because they've been kind of going on a roll and the Browns made fun of the Giants over the offseason, so we can't have that. 4, will Colin Kaepernick get signed? Maybe. I mean, it's a tricky area, right? Because there are a lot of people who like him, a lot of people who hate him, so it's going to be a tough with that one. 5, Nick Foles or Gardner Minshew? You know I got to go with Gardner Minshew. Come on, the guy's just so much fun. How could I not root for a guy like that? 6, will Lamar Jackson win MVP? Every week we have a different Lamar question. And you know what? Yes, I'm going for it. All in on Lamar Jackson's win MVP. 7, will the Lakers win the finals? I don't think so. It'd be rough for them. I know that they were underperformed last week, but I don't think they'll win the finals. Next question, who's the CSU Women's Basketball MVP? That's a really tough question. Leah Davis did really well last time. Oh, God. Will Teddy Bridgewater be next year? Where will he be next year? I don't even know. And now you won't know either. That's how I do it here. I like to bring people down with me. But you know who's not going to bring you down? With stuff like football, basketball, and volleyball all having a game on Saturday, you need to tune back into the Monday Night Sports Show because they'll have coverage on all of that. So thanks for watching, and have a good weekend, Rams.